Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jay, and I just got back from an awesome trip to New York City for the BH Photo Build event, which was absolutely unbelievable. But what I wanted to talk about today was what I used when I was down there to carry all my gear. And because there was so much walking, I did not want to wear a backpack, which is what I normally do. So this year I decided to go with the sling bag for when I was walking around the city. And I was apprehensive because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fit everything I needed. I'm one of those people that if I don't have something, I just want everything all the time sort of thing. It's always a compromise, I guess is the best way to put it. So right before I went to New York City, Lowpro actually reached out to me. This is not a sponsored video, but they did offer to send me a few bags. And one of the ones they sent me was this sling bag, which worked out perfect because I needed one for my trip anyway. So I was like, yeah, sure. Thank you. So anyways, they did send me this bag just to let you know, but I just want to show you I'm super happy with it. It's a great bag, and I plan on using it for traveling much more than I was in the past because I was using my backpacks like all the time. And I'm so used to using backpacks. That's like always my go-to. But, all that walking and in the warmer weather, a backpack sucks. I mean, your whole back gets wet and it's kind of hard to get your gear out easily. So let me show you exactly how I loaded this up and how it works and everything. And then hopefully you can understand like why I prefer the sling bag now, especially when it comes to extended walking. So let's just get right into it, guys. So looking at the bag here, this is the Protactic Light SLX 120 AW3, and it is the 5-liter version. It actually comes in 4-liter also. So it's got like a nice handle on top, so when you're just going, from your room, you don't have to actually have it on. You can just carry it like this, which I really like. I use this handle a lot, and sometimes when I had the strap around my shoulder, every once in a while I would take it off, just depending on the situation, and use the handle like, here and there. So I did notice that as well. It's got a lot of pockets and zippers. Let me just show you here on the front really quick. It has a rain cover. That's what's in this little thing. So if you get caught in a downpour, you could slip this on super easily. And then it also has these straps here, which I'll show you in a minute. Those go on the bottom so you can hook up a tripod if you want to carry a tripod. So let me just put this stuff back in here for now because I want to go over the bag a little more in detail first. All right, so we got a basic zipper style on the top. It's a nice zipper, feels like high quality. And when you open it up, what I like about this is this lid actually will stay open. So that's just like these are like little things that just over the years you start to appreciate, because when the lid keeps flapping down on you, it gets annoying when you're trying to like reach in there and dig around. So you can actually pop it open and then like you have access. So I like this little spot right here where you can slip stuff in. And this is actually where I put my badge for the BH Photo Build event. So I didn't have to wear it around my neck when I'm walking through the city. And then when I would go into the build event, I would just pull this out, throw it on, and so forth. So I really like this little slot here. So you can put like skinny, pretty large stuff in there. So basically this is what it looks like inside. You got 3 separate compartments. And of course these are customizable. So you can take this one out, for example, which is what I did. So, and you can see how just well built these are. And they actually have little pockets on them as well. So there's lots of little pockets on this bag that you might not think it has. So I was quite impressed with that. So you got these 2 little pockets up top, and it has a divider in the center here. And then it has a zipper that closes the whole thing. So I'm just gonna load the bag up how I used it, like while we're going over this, so you guys can see how this could work for you in a potential situation, depending on what kind of gear you have. So memory cards, I threw my memory cards in here like so. So I had 2 extra SD cards, and then I brought a cable here. This is just a little USB-C to USB-C. So just in case the camera died or something like that, I would have the ability to charge it. Or if I wanted to offload the photos to, somebody's computer or something like that, like that's just an option. Just, you never know. Somebody might need the cable. Like I was with a bunch of friends and stuff. So that's really what I put in there, like so. And then I closed that down. Then what I did was I had this Nikon Z5 Mark II, which is quite large with this 24-200 lens on there. So you can see this is a pretty beefy setup. It's not exactly light either. So what I did was I just shoved this in here like so, and it fits right in there. Look at that. and then I could just grab it and pull it right out. So I also had this 50mm f1.4 lens, which is awesome, by the way. Both of these lenses are phenomenal. And I shoved that in this hole here. So that's how I had it loaded. Now, you might think, like, what else can you fit in here? It looks like it's pretty full. So I also wanted to bring my 360 camera. So I could shove it in here like so, or I could put it on the outside. So we have these outside little pockets, and they have these straps here. Let me just show you what this looks like on the outside. So it's got these straps that you could loosen up to give you more room, and then you can shove stuff in these pockets on the side. So that's like an extra bonus, like, little section on the side here. So I actually had it inside the bag though, so I shoved it in here like that. It did get a little bit tight with the large camera, but it still fits, and I could still zip this closed, no problem. Like, it wasn't hard to zip. It does look like it's a little bit tight, but it really wasn't that bad. So here's the 360 camera, and which is a lot of fun to use, by the way. So I also wanted to bring the Pocket 3 because I like filming outside, and I needed another camera to, like, film the Z5 II in my hands. So I had the Pocket 3 would be like the camera of choice for that. So what I ended up doing with the Pocket 3 is I put it in here in this front little pouch area, and that's where these straps are and the rain guard. So I'm going to take the rain guard out, and I'm going to shove it in here in the front, so I get a little more room in this area. And I got those straps in there for the tripod, which I'll show you in a sec. I'm going to take those out. So the Pocket 3 just shoves right in there like so, and then the little microphone I actually put in these little pockets. You see how they have these pockets in here too? So I put the mic in there to the side like that, and that's the Pocket 3. But before I put the Pocket 3 in, I wanted to put the selfie stick in. So this is the selfie stick for the Pocket 3, which is really cool, by the way. So I just threw the stick down in the bottom, right? So then I had the lens cloth here. So the lens cloth I actually left on top because I was kind of running out of room. And once I pulled the camera out, I was able to just shove it in the bag, so it wasn't a big deal. So I just put the lens cloth in there like that. And then the Pocket 3, because it has this armor on it, I just put this right on top of the selfie stick like that. So it was kind of facing upward. And then I could zip this closed. So now I got the Pocket 3, and I got the Insta360 camera. I got the Z5 II with the 24-200 and the 50mm f1.4. And then the other thing I wanted to bring was this, in case I wanted to mount the tripod plate. So I needed something to tighten that up. So I actually put that up here with the cable right in there in that top pocket, like so. So now we have the bag fully loaded, and this is how I carried it around New York City for miles. I did 30,000 steps one day, guys, which is insane. So I don't know how many miles that is, but it's a lot of walking. So let me show you what this looks like when I'm actually, like, wearing it here. And again, these straps are really nice. I really like how this bottom part swivels right here. So you can swivel this around. So this way the straps never really get confused or you know, tied up in like a weird way. So check this out. Here's what the bag looks like. Just throw it on my shoulder. And it's got some weight to it, but it's not too bad. So what I did was I normally shifted it to my back like so. And then when I'm walking through the mass crowds, I could just have one hand on the bag and just shuffle through. I could swivel it to the front really easy and rest my arms. I was doing this a lot too to take, like, it was almost like I was taking a break. So I was walking like this sometimes through the crowds. And then if I needed to grab something, it was so simple. I just grabbed the bag on this side, zip like that, can take out the camera like so. And now I got the Z5 II. Then I would close this down. And a lot of times I was just walking like this with the camera on the bag resting as I was walking through crowds. So if I wanted to shoot, I was ready to go, and the camera was kind of like not in the way as opposed to holding it like this, for example. So that's pretty much how I used it. And again, it was so easy. Just flop this open and then shove it in there. So to get this in, I usually just put the lens in first and then kind of shoved it down in there like so. And then we can zip it closed again. And we're back into the stow position. Now, you can also hold it like this, which I did for quite a while. I was just holding a bag. You know, if I was like had to do something or load it or unload it, I was using the handle here, which I really liked. And again, this is like fully loaded. So After I did the fully loaded bag, I actually decided to just bring one lens with me because all that walking the one day like kind of really wore me out. I really like the padding on this shoulder strap is very good. It's got like a little sliver of that memory foam in there. And also note these straps, guys. Check out this design here. So we're all used to these, like the double, you know, you squeeze and then it comes off, but it has this extra lock here. So you have to press that also, like as a safety. I thought that was really cool. That's like a nice touch. I've never seen that before. That was like a new thing for me. So I thought that was interesting design. And, you know, this way, if you squeeze this by accident somehow, somebody could grab it and just rip it off your shoulder. It takes like an extra finger to get it off. So it's almost like a anti-theft security thing is how I look at it. And when you're walking around the city, that's probably a good idea to make it as hard as possible for somebody to snatch your bag. Now, I just wanted to show you how the straps on the bottom work as far as the tripod goes. Let me just take some of the stuff out of here. And also, these pockets in here I already showed you, but also they have this one here for your keys. So you can slip your key ring right through there. So now looking at the bottom, guys, they have this interesting design. See these slits down here, through here? That's what these straps are for. So these straps have this like little T thing. I'm not sure what to call it, but it looks kind of like a T. So what you do is you pretty much have the strap like this. So this buckle is on the outside, and you just feed this through the little slot here, like so. Pushes through. It's a little hard to get through the first time, but you get the hang of it. It's like a little bit of a trick. So now you can see it can't come out. That's how that works, and then you can throw the other side in. I find if you just keep it like this and push it all the way, tends to get through there a little bit easier, like so. So now I got one on. Let me get the other guy on over here. There's one. Pull that through, like so. So now I got the straps on the bottom. And check this out. It's got this little release clip here. So now you can tighten or loosen it very easily. It's like a little extra lock. Take that off. Take that off. I actually have these reversed, you could see, but it doesn't matter. You can put them either way. And now we can mount the tripod. And get that as stowed as possible, like so. And this is a great tripod, by the way. It's so lightweight. And again, to tighten this up, you gotta loosen that quick release, and now you can cinch it down, and then pop that quick release in there, and you're good to go. So now the tripod is secured on that side. Pop that in there. And again, this quick release is, you have to loosen it, like that. And now, you can tighten that down, like so. Get that nice and tight. Boom, there we go. So now, we got the tripod nice and secured. So I really like this system. And if we flip the bag over, you can see it doesn't really, you can't really put it down on the tripod now. You can kind of put it down on its back like this, or you can put it down like this now. So look at that. That is a killer travel system, and overall weight here is probably like 10 pounds or so with everything in there. Including the tripod, so it's not that bad, but it does get a little bit heavy over time. So I actually didn't take the tripod with me because I was pretty much hand holding most of the time. I wasn't doing that many long exposures, for example. Like at night, I kind of needed the tripod more, but I ended up just doing like half-second exposures, so I didn't really even need it at night. So it wasn't that big of a deal. The high ISO on these newer cameras is so good, so I wasn't too worried about it. But anyways, this is the Lowepro Protactic Lite SLX 120 AW3 5-liter. And that's how I used it down in New York City. And a really great companion, I would say, for traveling, especially if you don't want to wear the backpack, which is the situation I was in. No complaints at all. It held everything I needed it to hold, and you know, it just is what it is as far as you can only carry so much gear when you're out and about, and it's just how much weight do you want to carry, how far do you plan on walking. I appreciate you checking out my video, and if you're interested in any of this gear that I used on this trip and the bag, the links will be, of course, below in the description area. All right, guys, I will catch up with you next time. Have a great day.